Panoorin natin itong reaksyon ng dalawang banyaga, mga kababayan. Mas naiintindihan pa nila yung ginawa ni Pangulong Duterte nung siya pa ay presidente at kung paano sila masuka doon sa ginawa na pag-kidnap. Sa kanila mismo galing pag-kidnap kay Pangulong Duterte. By the way, ito ay galing kay Viva Frey, may 637,000 subscribers. At ang title nito ay Globalist Madness, Former Philippines President Duterte Arrested and Hauled to International Criminal Court. O sige, panoorin natin to.
What is going on with Duterte? Like, he's on crimes against humanity for what? For killing drug dealers?
Di ba? Crimes against humanity for what? For killing drug dealers? At tignan mo yung sagot nito.
Yeah, for allegedly killing drug dealers.
Yeah. For allegedly unaliving drug dealers. Di ba? Talagang, yeah. Alam mo yung reaction na ganun is parang, what? Teka, nakakabagta ka talaga.
Well, hold on.
I was like, when is that a crime against humanity?
When is that a crime for humanity?
There was a joke
crime against humanity to kill drug dealers trying to take over your government.
There was a joke in the chat that says that Europe is pissed off that they killed his drug dealers. Were these extrajudicial assassinations? Were they like cold-blooded murder, or were they,
I mean, all he did was he authorized the police to do self-defense involving conflict with drug dealers.
Ang inutos lang daw ni Pangulong Duterte, ayon sa kanya, na yung self-defense lang para sa mga drug dealers. Gawin ninyo yung trabaho nyo, pero pag nasa alanganin kayo, patayin nyo na. Kasi kesa sa maunahan kayo. Di ba ganun naman yung sinasabi ni Pangulong Duterte? Mas gugustuhin kong bumulagta yung isang drug addict kesa naman sa pulis. So, anong gagawin ng mga pulis? Ito, paulit-ulit na lang natin na sinasabi, no? Na self-defense nga yung ginawa nila. Kung nasa kalagayang alanganin na yung mga pulis, ano ba gagawin nila? Di, mas unahan na nilang itumba yung isang drug addict o drug dealer kaysa naman sila pa yung patumba. Di ba?
He's like, and he took the gloves off. He said, look, they're trying to make a narco state here, like they were doing in El Salvador. He goes, folks, you got carte blanche. Go at it. And what happened? He created he took one of the most dangerous cities in the country as mayor and made it one of the safest.
Oh, mas aware pa to. Mas aware pa na yung kamay na bakal ni Pangulong Duterte. Tignan mo yung lugar niya. One of the most dangerous cities. Pero nung panahon niya, anong nangyari? One of the most safest city. Ayaw ba nating mangyari yun sa buong Pilipinas? Tuwang-tuwa tayo noon na nakakapaglakad na tayo ng maayos sa kalsada. Pero ang hindi ko talaga maintindihan dito sa mga human rights activists na to, mas talagang pinapanigan pa nila yung buhay ng kriminal o yung addict o yung drug mga drug personalities. Pero hindi nila inisip yung buhay nung mga naging biktima nila. Yun yung ang hirap-hirap ko talagang intindihan at hindi ko magets hanggang ngayon. Bakit ganun? Yes, oo, may human rights pa rin yung mga kriminal. Pero sana naman balansehin. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na okay lang na patayin mo silang lahat dyan. Itumba mo. Kasi mga tao pa rin naman yung mga yan. Pero kung yun lang yung paraan para maging malinis at matakot yung mga kriminal at luminis ang ating mga kalsada, pipikit ko ng mata ko dyan. Okay na ako dyan.
So
the backstory is politics.
Well,
the backstory is politics. So, nakikita nila na it's about politics lang talaga to. It's not because of the justice doon sa mga allegedly namatay noong panahon niya sa kanyang kampanya laban sa illegal na droga. Maliwanag sabi, naiintindihan nila. It's about politics. Politiko lang talaga lahat ng ito. Kasi alam naman natin na malakas talaga ang mga Duterte. Malakas pa rin talaga si Pangulong Duterte. Tingnan nyo yung nangyari ngayon. Nagsilabasan kahit na yung mga dating hindi naman lumalabas ngayon dahil sa ginawa nila sa isang Pilipino. Tanggalin na natin yung pagiging presidente ni Pangulong Duterte. Isang Pilipino Sinuko mo sa banyaga. Yun yung nakakagigil talaga.
So someone said it was his political rival that turned him in.
Not really. It was supposed to be his ally. So it's the old Marcos family from the Philippines, which have had long disputes with Western European authorities. They united with Duarte, or I'll get his name mispronounced, but Duterte.
No, no, that's fine. Yung judge nga, Duterte. Yung judge nga sa ICC, Duterte. So it's okay. It's okay. Naiintindihan namin yan. You're speaking about former President Duterte. That's fine.
It's Duarte. I'm gonna see how it's.
I'm gonna say Duarte. Why not? But his daughter was vice president along with Marcos running for president, and now they've split since then. Marcos decided no longer wants their support, but knows that if he tried to indict him in the Philippines, the jury would definitely acquit because he's one of the most popular people in the Philippines ever.
You see, alam talaga nila yung narrative, no? Na ang ano nila, kung dito kasi kung doon kasi sa Pilipinas, ita-trial, walang mangyayari kasi appointee yung ni Duterte, yung mga nasa Supreme Court. Alam nila yung backstory, guys.
So what did he do? He cut a secret deal with the corrupt international.
Oh my God. Marcos did a secret deal. And the corrupt ICC, my God. Corrupt pala yung ICC.
Criminal court out of the Hague, pursuant to the Rome Statute, which Duarte had pulled them out of that.
Yes.
And Marcos, to my knowledge, had not joined it back again.
Yes. But they are considering now to join back. My God.
So what he did is he just basically allowed a major public official to be kidnapped, dragged.
Oh, he allowed a major, sabi niya, major to be kidnapped.
Duarte had pulled them out of that. And Marcos, to my knowledge, had not joined it back again. So what he did is he just basically allowed a major public official to be kidnapped.
Major public official to be kidnapped. So sa kanila mismo galing to, ha? Kinidnap. So ano to, papatawag sa TRICOM din tong mga to? Pro Duterte yata tong mga to eh. O kaya isusulat din kaya ng Rappler na nagpapalabas sila ng maling impormasyon at i-expose din nila yung mga mali-mali naman na mga stats nila tungkol sa mga views at sa mga revenues. By the way, maling-mali yung stats ng Rappler. Nasali tayo dun, guys. Pero maling-mali yun. At ang problema dun, hindi man lang nila sinabi kung ano ba yung maling impormasyon na naipakalat. Basta nilagay lang nila dun. Basta itong mga to ay nagpapakalat ng maling impormasyon patungkol sa pagkaka-aresto ni Pangulong Duterte. Yun na yun, basta yun na yun. Pero sana naman, sinabi nila kung ano ba yung maling impormasyon na yun. Pero wala eh. Ang galing talaga ng Rappler, no? Grabe.
Dragged to the Hague, where he'll be tried for crimes against humanity. What it was always going to happen, some of us were long critics of the International Criminal Court. My friends on the left realized the problem with the International Criminal Court when they selectively targeted dissident presidents who didn't like the EU, for example, or didn't like NATO, and going after the Milosevic and others related to the Balkan conflicts, and then they went after Putin later on. My friends on the right recognized the risk of the ICC when they went after George W. Bush, and then now, most recently, went after Netanyahu. I have long said the International Criminal Court is a joke.
Whoa. International Court is a joke. Oh my God. Ang bibigat ng mga binibitawan dito, guys.
Attempt at globalist elite power usurping all sovereignty around the world in the name of Nuremberg cases, when the real Nuremberg case is what happened to the entire world in 2020.
I'm going to ask a stupid question because I hadn't been following the story. Did they have possession over? It's Duterte, by the way. Hold on. There's a very.
He came back from Hong Kong. They kidnapped him at the airport and dragged him back to the Hague.
Alam niya yung story. Alam niya yung story, pati yung pagpunta ng Hong Kong, pagdating galing Hong Kong, alam niya. At tingnan niyo to. By the way, mas ano pa sila eh. Mas tawag dito. Mas magaling pa sila na yung pagbibigay ng respeto doon sa apelyido, pangalan, apelyido, para sa pagbigkas. Ito, napakasimple pala nandito. Tingnan nyo. Kesa naman doon sa judge ng ICC, sabi niya, Duterte, itatrial mo yung tao, hindi mo mabanggit yung correct na pronunciation ng kanyang apelyido. Oh my God, buti pa tong dalawang to.
Here, listen to this.
Duterte.
Duterte.
Sara Duterte.
I presume that's how you pronounce it.
Duterte.
Duterte.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll parse it.
Duterte. You have to say it with a very deep accent. So they kidnapped him and they took him into custody.
They kidnapped and they took him to custody. Napakaliwanag, guys. Super liwanag. So, ano to? Kasuhan niya na itong mga to. Nagsasabi, oh, mali ba sila? Na sinasabi nila, pati sila, ang tingin nila, kinidnap si Pangulong Duterte.
Yeah, they dragged him and flew him off to.
Yeah, they dragged him.
Before he could ever fight it in the Philippines.
Before they could even fight it in the Philippines. So, ang sinasabi ba nila dito, wala ding due process yung nangyari? Na lumaktaw talaga sila? Minabilis talaga yung pag-kidnap alin sa kanila kay Pangulong Duterte? Nakikita din nila na dapat labanan muna niya sa mga korte sa Pilipinas yung bago siya man lang sana dalhin doon, bago man lang sana siya kidnapin doon. Kaki.
Because Marcos had a wink and a nod with the authorities.
Marcos just had a wink in the nod for the authorities. Kaki. So, ang pinabalabas nito, si Marcos talaga yung may utak nito. Si Marcos talaga yung may desisyon para dalhin si Pangulong Duterte doon sa Dahig. Grabe.
How is this not an international crime against the sovereignty of nations?
It is. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. The vice president of the Philippines said this is the daughter said this is an absolute violation of core sovereignty principles. That that we had pulled out of the ICC, so they don't have jurisdiction to begin with. This is just kidnapping. The ICC just going around kidnapping. It is the same. A week after they bar the person in Romania wants to win the presidential election from running for the presidency of Romania. After Vice President Vance went over there a month ago and said, don't do that again. If you're going to have values anathema to America, then America is not going to be spending its blood and treasure defending you.
Tingnan mo itong isa. Holy. Talagang hindi siya makapaniwala, guys. So itong ICC pala ay talagang gumagamit sila ng kung ano-ano. Talagang pumupunta sila sa mga bansa-bansa. Tingnan nyo yung Romania na example niya. Kaki, talagang nakikialam talaga sila sa isang sovereignty sa ng isang bansa. So wala sa kanila yun. Ang kailangan mo lang ditong kausapin, yung presidente mo, yung presidente ng isang bansa, pwede nang i-surrender sa kanila or pwede nang ipadala sa kanila yung taong gusto nilang kunin.
But also what a message that's sending to Netanyahu, who was contemplating coming to Canada, where they said, they weren't categoric about not letting the ICC detain or arrest. Oh my goodness, that.
Oh my goodness. Mga ganyan talaga siya. Hindi talaga makapaniwala eh.
That's shocking.
It's very dangerous. We should have been out of the ICC, never supported the ICC, should have opposed the ICC, should do further sanctions. President Trump has already talked about sanctioning any support of the ICC. It was opposing it and opposing any money for it, removing any money that was possibly going to it. Remember, Jack Smith famously came from the International Criminal Court, the rogue prosecutor the deep state used to go after President Trump to try to corrupt our elections here. There need to be consequences to this. Duterte, he was a strong ally of President Trump.
Alam din niya na dikit si Trump at saka si Pangulong Duterte. So, very powerful kasi itong mga nangyayari, lalo na sa Amerika, yung mga pagsasanctions ni Trump, yung mga tariff sanctions, grabe, napakalaki ng impact niyan. Kung itong kung hindi ko alam kung baka yung mismong Netherlands ang talagang gipitin din ni Trump na paalisin nyo yung ICC dyan kung ayaw nyo masanction. Parang ganun yung nakikita ko, guys.
So it's also a shot across the bow to President Trump. Mm-hmm. So it's a deeply disturbing case that reveals once again why the International Criminal Court shouldn't even exist.
Wow. Dapat hindi mag-e-exist daw, guys, yung ICC. So it's a joke nga. Sabi nga niya, it's a joke. ICC is a joke.
And America should do everything possible to eliminate it.
Oh, America should do everything to eliminate it. Nakakatakot to para sa ICC, para sa kanila. Kasi nga, kung Amerika talaga yung gumalaw dyan, wala ka talagang talagang alam naman natin na very powerful yung Amerika. Lalong-lalo na meron silang Trump ngayon na kung ano-ano ang pinaggagawa. Gusto ngang kunin yung Panama Canal eh. Gusto ngang yung Canada, gusto nga niyang maging state din. At gusto niyang bilhin yung Greenland ba?
From existence and have nothing to do with it whatsoever, and start to sanction countries that support it or join it.
Grabe. Yan yung Yan yung mabigat, guys. Yung mga country nang nagsusupport sa ICC, let's say yung mga members ng ICC, isa-sanction yun ng Amerika. Grabe. Imagine yung economic impact na gagawin ng Amerika sa mga member state ng ICC. Kung yon yung mga gigipitin nila, baka isa-isang mag-pull out yung mga yun at talagang ma-eliminate na yung ICC na yan. Kasi nga, yung mga member countries, ang alam ko, kasi may parang may membership fee, parang ganun, para sa mas layman term, merong nagbabayad yung mga member state dun sa kanila. So kung mawawala yun, may eliminate talaga yung ICC. And this is very, very dangerous sa mga country, economically, sa mga country na member ng ICC. Kung itong si Trump ay babaliw-baliw at mababaliw talaga na isa-sanction yung mga countries na nagsusupport sa ICC.
That would wake them up a bit. I mean, like, look at what Trump has done with tariffs. They play ball, they play games on something else, and he's like, well, you know what? 20% of your economy depends on this. So how are you going to survive? Or are you going to back off that attempts to undermine American freedom and liberty around the world? And so I think it's a constant, continuous concern. In this case, is just one more illustration of abuse of power by globalist courts.
Gagi. So, buti pa tong dalawang to. Naiintindihan nila yung sitwasyon. At kung ano ang magiging epekto nito globally. No? Lalong-lalo na kapag nakialam talaga yung Amerika. And yung pagkikialam ng Amerika, it's the last thing that Marcos wants. Kasi once na nakialam ang Amerika, delikado talaga. Delikado talaga.